Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into an important topic that affects many professionals in the workplace but is often misunderstood: human resources, or HR. Specifically, we're going to explore why HR does not work on behalf of employees, despite the common perception that they do. If you've ever thought about reporting a toxic boss, workplace harassment, or other serious issues to HR, this video will help you understand what HR's real priorities are, the risks involved in approaching them, and how you can better advocate for yourself. Let's begin by discussing the origins of HR and how its role has evolved over time. Understanding this history is key to grasping why HR operates the way it does today. Human resources, as we know it, originated in the early 20th century. Back then, its primary purpose was to serve as a tool for companies to prevent unionization. Labor unions were gaining momentum, advocating for better wages and safer working conditions. For employers, this posed a significant threat to profitability and control over their workforce. To counter this, businesses created personnel departments, the predecessors of modern HR. Their main goal was to address worker grievances just enough to stop them from organizing. In short, these departments were designed not to empower workers, but to protect employers from the disruptions that unions could cause. Fast forward to today. HR has expanded its responsibilities, taking on tasks such as recruitment, employee benefits, performance management, and workplace policies. On the surface, these activities seem employee-focused. However, their underlying purpose remains the same: to protect the company's interests. And this brings us to an important point. HR's fundamental allegiance is to the employer, not the employee. HR professionals are employed and paid by the company. Their primary duty is to ensure the organization runs smoothly, avoids legal trouble, and maintains a positive reputation. When conflicts arise, HR's first instinct is to mitigate risks for the company. For example, if an employee files a complaint about workplace harassment or discrimination, HR's role is not to advocate for that employee. Instead, their response will be guided by what's best for the company. This often means handling complaints in a way that minimizes the employer's liability, rather than addressing the root cause of the issue. Let's take a closer look at how this plays out in real-world scenarios. One common situation is when employees approach HR to report issues like toxic management, harassment, or discrimination. In these cases, employees often believe HR will take their side and resolve the problem. Unfortunately, this is rarely what happens. Instead, HR may redirect the complaint or frame the issue in a way that protects the company. For example, rather than addressing a manager's toxic behavior, HR might focus on the employee's performance, creating a narrative that shifts blame onto the employee. Another example is workplace investigations. These investigations are supposed to uncover the truth and resolve conflicts, but they are often conducted in ways that prioritize the company's interests. HR may selectively gather evidence, only interviewing witnesses who support the company's version of events. They may downplay or ignore evidence that incriminates the company. And the final report often concludes there was no wrongdoing, regardless of what actually happened. This approach leaves employees feeling unsupported and disillusioned. But it doesn't stop there. Even though retaliation against employees is illegal, it's not uncommon. Workers who file complaints with HR may face subtle or overt forms of retaliation, such as being excluded from meetings, denied promotions, or given undesirable assignments. In extreme cases, employees may even be terminated for vague or fabricated reasons. Proving retaliation is difficult, as companies often frame their actions as performance-related or unrelated to the complaint. This leaves employees vulnerable and reinforces the perception that HR prioritizes the company over its workers. Now, some of you may wonder, what about HR professionals who genuinely want to help employees? The truth is, even well-intentioned HR professionals face significant limitations. In smaller companies, HR teams are often under-resourced and lack the authority to enact meaningful change. Without support from leadership, they may be unable to address systemic issues or hold managers accountable for toxic behavior. In larger organizations, HR departments may have more resources, but are still constrained by company culture or leadership priorities. For example, they may be reluctant to act against a high-performing executive who generates significant revenue, even if that individual engages in unethical behavior. And then there's the issue of toxic HR leadership. In some cases, HR leaders actively enable bad behavior to protect their own positions. They may dismiss complaints, downplay serious issues, or even create hostile environments for employees who speak out. So where does this leave employees? The answer is simple. Employees must become their own best advocates. First, it's important to understand HR's misaligned incentives. HR's primary duty is to the company, not to you. This awareness can help you set realistic expectations and avoid placing undue trust in HR. Second, always gather evidence before filing a complaint. This includes emails, instant messages, meeting notes, and any other documentation that supports your case. The more evidence you have, the harder it will be for HR to dismiss or ignore your concerns. Third, consider consulting an employment lawyer. A lawyer can provide guidance on how to frame your complaint, anticipate potential risks, and advise you on how to proceed if retaliation occurs. While hiring a lawyer may seem costly, it's a worthwhile investment to protect your career and rights. Lastly, always have a backup plan. Update your resume, refresh your LinkedIn profile, and start networking with industry contacts. Having a contingency plan will give you peace of mind and options in case your situation escalates. To summarize, while HR may seem like a resource for employees, its true role is to protect the company's interests. This fundamental misalignment between employee expectations and HR's priorities can leave workers feeling unsupported and vulnerable. By understanding HR's historical roots, modern function, and limitations, you can make more informed decisions about when and how to engage with them. With the right preparation, you can better navigate workplace challenges, protect your rights, and advocate for yourself in a system designed to prioritize the employer's well-being over your own. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more content on workplace strategies and career success. Let me know in the comments if you've had experiences with HR, good or bad, and what you've learned from them. Until next time, take care and advocate for yourself.